welcome to again to another episode of Fish Keeping Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about driftwood. I'm going to be talking about why use it. I'm going to be talking about how you get that tannins out. I'm going to be talking to you about why I don't use it any at all. So let's delve into the video as I share my 2 cents on using driftwoods in your aquarium tank or pond. Stay tuned. Okay, so this is the back of my yard, right? I live in a rural, I live in the rural section of Clarendon, uh, uh, where there's a lot of, woodland opportunity for me to get what you call free driftwood for my aquarium, my tank, and my pond, and also for customers wishing, wow, that's a huge. That's a huge, what I call duckans. Persons might call it chichi. Some persons might call it termite. Yeah, that's a termite nest, right? Okay. So this is the back of my yard. When I say back of my yard, this is not a part of my property. This property is found like behind my property, right? And there's a lot of opportunity here for me to get driftwood, right? Okay, so driftwood is that piece of stick lumber, piece of item that exists within your aquarium tank or pond that gives a natural scenic beauty within your fish space, right? Now I am not really fancied with driftwood, but there are several customers of mine, clients, persons in whom I actually do business with, that have have this desire to have some form of driftwood within their space. Now, the question is being asked, how can I actually secure a nice piece of driftwood, place it within my aquarium space, and it doesn't leaches, well, the tannins does not leach into the space, making my water looking all brown and tannin. Okay, so what is tannins? Let's get there, right? Tannins is that brown soupy, well, should I say tea like look that you have within your aquarium after you have placed, let's say, a piece of stick or a piece of lumber in it. Okay, now as soon as you placed it in it, you might not see the tannins. It might take a while for it to leach out. So how do you get that lumber, or do you get that piece of driftwood? Let's say that I wanted, let's say this, right, this piece of stick to be driftwood within a huge pond of mine, right? I would probably get a power saw, cut it to a large container of water, and it will sit there for a long while, right? Because it's very huge, right? All of that soaking water, tannins leach out, probably might take a couple months, right? Okay, for you to actually get the tannin out of the driftwood in a very fast pace, I would have to have a large metal container with water, and I would actually have to probably heat it, yeah, like boiling water, so as to boil out the tannin. So it's just like a tea bag, right? You get the tea bag and you place it into let's say a cup of hot water, and then you see the water gradually becomes like tannin, brownish like, right? That's the type of look that driftwood might end up give your aquarium. Now, one of the reasons why I don't use driftwood, one, driftwood kind of decreases pH, making the pH in my system more like I call it acidic, right? It dips below 6.0, should I say even more, right? So that not every fish that exists out there can be kept within a system with, wow, beautiful bird, right? You see the bird? Wow, the bird on the tree. Wow, right. As I said before, this is nature. Wow, it's 2 of them. Wow, beautiful, right? Okay, and these birds have been actually, wow, that's a hummingbird. Anyway, let's get back to the share. All right, so you put that piece of board into hot water, and the hot water will actually help to get the tannins out of out of the lumber, out of the driftwood, right? And after you have done that and you place it in your aquarium water will look crystal clear with the driftwood not leaching anything in it. So therefore, you wouldn't see the water becoming brown, right? Now, driftwood, wow, it's a lot of birds, man. A lot of birds looking beautiful, right? You see that? Right. Looks like a baby pitchery. Jamaica would call it pitchery, right? Right. Okay, so that would happen, right? But when you do that, as I said before, placing driftwood within aquarium space, around here is like nature within itself, right? When you do that, is like you running the risk of your fish, experiencing pH that is lower than 7, right? That if you put driftwood within your aquarium space, you at least, let's say that you just buy a piece of driftwood and instead of water getting a little bit brownish, you would have to do multiple water change over a set period of time so as to get it to be crystal clear, or you just choose to boil it. Most of the driftwood that you actually purchase within pet shops, stores, most of these driftwoods are actually cured already with little or no tannins in it, and I think that's one of the reasons why pet shop, especially in Jamaica, right? If I want a Malaysian type of, wow, nice bird again, right? If I want a Malaysian driftwood to be placed in my pond or my aquarium, it would be a little bit expensive because one, it would have to be imported, right? And two, wherever it's coming from, it would have already been, what I call it now, cure, the whole tannins come out of it, right? So that's the primary reason why I don't keep much driftwood. However, I still have to keep driftwood within my system because I have plecos, right? Yes, my plecos are small, so they haven't been featured much in my shares. They're in my tilapia pond. All right, so plecos need driftwood because they need the lignum, I can't pronounce the word properly, right? That exists within the driftwood so as to maintain their health. With the absence of driftwood, your plecos will die, right? So that's the reason why I have driftwood. In my large tote, I guess probably you might be looking at it now, right? In my large IBC tote, I have, that's my emboma, with my emboma rockwork and all that. I have a piece of driftwood in it, and the reason why I have a piece of driftwood in it because it gives an opportunity for the emboma cichlids to actually play around. So most of my fish in which I have are fish um that prefer open water. Um, Not talking about the life bearers, like the convict, the whole Oscar. I know that to a great extent, uh, Jaguar cichlid likes to hide along with Jack Dempsey. However, being placed in an environment where in which they have an open tank, they will swim and they will enjoy themselves, right? So I don't really use driftwood, and if you insist on using driftwood in your system, you can get both the green, a green piece of lumber. I can cut down one of these trees, right? This looks nice, right? This here looks like I could probably cut it, shape it, get it to be dried. After it have dried, I would have to peel off the skin. Now the skin would actually fall off, but it will take a while, right? And then after done that, then now I would probably place it into some hot water for the tannins to leach out. And then after that now, I would probably cut it up a little bit more and place it into several pieces, and place it into several aquarium that I have, right? So some lumber is good to have, while some is not. Some lumber makes the water taste bitter, so you have to research as to what kind. I can just go down and cut up different tree and throw into my aquarium, right? um some aquarium, um might have special type of fish that the fish cannot really manage the water if it becomes bitter, if it becomes too sweet, if it becomes, you know, the pH might just be adjusted too much to one way, and you know it just mess up the entire health of the fish, right? Also, point to note, right? When planning to have uh what you call driftwood in your system, you must have a design that is most likely that which imitates natural view. You know, just packing a lot of dry lumber or dry sticks or dry, yeah, call it driftwood, in your system doesn't necessarily mean that your system is going to look wonderful, right? You have to, you know, make it be a scenic, is that right? Good, yeah, scenic, naturalistic, you know, imagery as to what exists actually out in the wild. I think I've been rambling too much with this topic. Guys, catch you next time. All this would look nice as a piece of driftwood, but the work would be awesome because I would have to end up soak it in water and get all these skins off, right? If I don't get it off, what will happen is that after a while it's going to peel off into the aquarium, right? So this would make a nice piece of driftwood, right? Yeah, it'll make a nice piece of driftwood. But the thing is that I don't have the equipment to actually cut it down, one, and I'm not really liking driftwood. It kind of let me. It's just too difficult for me to actually catch the fish when I want the fish to be caught. If I, you know that I breed fish and I sell fish. So if somebody comes and say that they want some tiger barbs, and in the tiger barbs aquarium there's a lot of rock work, and or there's some amount of driftwood there, I'm gonna have to root out the entire system just to get 2 or 3 tiger barbs, and then now go back and to fix it up. You know, it just doesn't work for me. Anyway, I think I am gonna be making a display aquarium, and that now I can spend some time fixing it up. Thank you very much for stopping by. Have a wonderful day, people. Wow, it's a lot of birds out here, and they are making a lot of noise. Bye bye. Catch you next time. Peace out.